Excuse me. Good morning. Can you get up and turn on the Mr. Buddy heater, please? Do you want to go out and go pee? Come on, let's go. Let's go pee. You go outside? We've had this talk before. You need to start helping out a little bit. Having Mommy do everything is just not fair. Want to go pee? Go outside? Can we skip the walk today? Can I just, like, open the door and you can go out and do your thing and... Okay, let's go. You go first. I don't want to get out from under the blankets. I think there's actually heat coming from that van. That's amazing. I have a phone call coming in. I have to answer it. Can you get some breakfast going? No? Nothing. You just want to go pee. You're such a funny boy. Do you have your polka dot blanket? Darn, it's cold out, Wilson. It's so cold. I really don't like it. Do you? I don't think you care. I do. I don't like the cold. It's just a little bit too cold today. But the van started this morning. Yay. Do you feel the heat? Go pee? Let's go pee. Let's get up and get you going. Okay? Alright. Are you such a handsome boy? Are you such a handsome boy? Are you a good boy? Huh? Are you a good boy? Let's go outside, buddy. Okay, go outside. It's not going to be out there for very long, I don't think, bud. It's very cold out on those paws. We got to get you some booties for days like today. Got the Mr. Buddy going. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've been up, dressed, made the bed, went and got a coffee, and now I'm back laying down with some blankets on me because my windshield's already starting to frost up from the Mr. Buddy. But driving around this morning with just the defrost on, because it's stuck in defrost, my feet got extremely cold, so I've got them buried underneath Wilson. They warm up like now. So thanks, Will. I'm alive. It's been a rough ride. Got lots to share with you guys. First of all, though, this morning I got so much to talk to you guys about. Might have to wait till the video tomorrow. But this morning, I started my van because there was a lot of buildup on the front windshield from the Mr. Buddy, and I needed the windshield defrosted before I could leave and go anywhere. And just like you can see the exhaust going by the window right now, that's what it was doing. And I had my defrost on, and I think it was sucking in the fumes, and boy did I get sick. Really super bad headache, which I still have. That was at about was super nauseated. And I still have a headache, and it's 4:48 right now. Wilson was playing with the pig this morning. Found him. We had lost him, and then we found him again. He's been with us for quite a while. He's also got polka dots. Poor guy. He's got a polka dot blanket and a purple polka dot pig. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to address is there's this guy that commented. And first of all, if you're watching, you need to watch my other videos to know what's going on. Just can't get my bum dashed down to Mexico. It's not working like that. So, yeah. If you watch my other videos, you realize that, for one, I really don't want to go there. And number two, I need to get this repairs done on this van before I head off on the highway so that I'm not broken down somewhere. So, and I do idle my van. I have spelled it off maybe between 5 and 7 hours in the last 24, so I am giving it breaks. With this cold, machinery doesn't really want to work too well. All I can do is put cardboard on the front, make sure my fluid levels are good, and give it breaks every once in a while. So, you know, you have to persevere sometimes. This is what I chose. This is my home. And if anything ever happened to it, Wilson and I would be in a real pickle. Yeah, it would be. So that's my biggest concern right now. I know we can stay warm. I do have enough heat source in here that will be okay. We just have to be thrifty and smart about things to get through this cold snap. So it is supposed to go down to minus 64. And just with that, but that's out of the Edmonton International Airport. So I think here in the city, it'll only get down to minus maybe 50, minus 55. So with a little bit of tenacity and a heartbeat, we'll get through this. I really do believe there's worse things in life. This is just a cold snap. I've got a van that's running. I've got food. I've got a dog. I'm safe. I do wish I had my wood burning stove going. I do have a place I could park in the city where I could actually burn my wood burning stove. So I think that'll be high priority on my list of things to do next. But in saying that, I also think I might look into getting a cheap diesel heater. I do have a 100-watt solar panel, but I need to invest in the other components that go with that. So, but that's something to consider here. Rethink a few things on my schedule. But like I said, I think there's worse things in life to go through. This is, like I said, just a cold snap. Just hunker down and do what you can do. I think heartbreak is way worse. It affects you mentally and physically. It can really drag you down. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. It can be family. It can be just life in general or the world. And I think that affects you way more than anything else can, really. So, in saying that, but that's just my opinion, and I know people, there's disabled people out there, there's mentally ill people out there. I hope and pray that they have family or people around that can spell off that challenge that they have. We all have challenges. Anyway, let's get back to what's been going on. So I went to Princess Auto the other day, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just pick up some extra bottles of propane. And you know, if you think about, this was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe possibly Monday. So at $10 a bottle, and the bottles last between 2 to 3 hours, it can get pretty pricey. So I thought, okay, well, if I pick up like 10 of them, I can spell them off a little bit and we can get through just fine. I'll keep my van running and shut it off, give it brakes, and use the Mr. Buddy, shut it off, give it brakes, and like I said, I've got Wilson and blankets and stuff. And I also have my cook stove. I have 2 bottles that are half full that I can use to cook up some gourmet meals while I'm sitting around. And that's also a heat source, so I wasn't really too concerned. So got my 10 bottles in my cart, and had a few other things that I needed to pick up. And there's this gentleman that was kind of going the same areas that I was, and he looked at the cart and he's like, that's a lot of propane bottles. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And he said, I can't really actually remember what he said, but it's something to the effect of, like, why do you need so many propane bottles? What's up? So I ended up telling him what was going on, and he said, come with me. So I followed him, and he said, just buy one of these hoses, go get a 20-pound propane bottle, and you'll be set for days. You probably will have lots even left to get you through the rest of the season. So I thought, okay, well, that's a good idea. So I bought the hose, went over to a gas station, paid for a propane bottle. The girl came out, and she was unlocking the lock on the propane bottle cage, and the key actually broke off in the cold. And so they refunded my money back to me, and then I went to another gas station, got another propane bottle, and I was off. I was set, ready to go. So I went and parked, hooked everything up, and it wasn't working. I was getting no propane going through. And I know that propane gels up. I thought it was around minus 40, minus 50, but it's actually minus 20 to minus 25. And I found that out after I had gone back to Princess Auto and I troubleshot with a couple of guys that were there working, and they said, no, it's your propane bottle is gelled. So basically it's like a water bottle. If it freezes and there's a little bit of water left, when you take that lid off, all the ice pushes the water right up to the very top. So it's kind of the same effect. So I got a hold of one of my friends, and he came over, grabbed the bottle, took it back to his place, and this was in the evening. So when I got the propane bottle back, it was right after my Tim Hortons gourmet meal that I had. So I had already gone like a day using just the small little bottles periodically and running the van. So I got it in the van, I hooked it up, and everything went fine for about 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, the ceramic part of the Mr. Buddy, after I heard some noises, it was like a purging noise, if that makes sense. And the ceramic part of the Mr. Buddy would die down in its glow, and then it would shoot right up, bright red, orange, and flames would shoot up the top. And I'm like, this is not good. I don't want this in my van. What's going on here? So I took the connections off, the hose off, checked all the connections, and I did it a couple of times to test it out, the Mr. Buddy, and it was still doing it. And so I think it was like the 4th time that I did it, and I turned on the Mr. Buddy, pushed the pilot, and the pilot came on, and then I turned it on again, and it acted actually a lot better. It wasn't purging as quick and as intense, but it still was doing it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, because I had done it a few times, I guess I wasn't thinking, and I hadn't turned the propane bottle on, the valve, it was still shut off. So I'm like, how is my Mr. Buddy getting a propane source to it if it's shut off, the valve shut off? So with the flame and the purging sound and a 20-pound bottle of propane in my van, I don't know, a faulty valve or whatever it is, I just thought I wanted out of here. And in saying that, I will never ever use a propane system ever again. I do not like propane. I do not like the pressurized bottles. The Mr. Buddy with a few small bottles here and there when it's a little cool, you know, like minus 13 or minus 20 in the morning to kind of warm things up, that's okay. But this cold snap thing, no, I'll never go to a propane system again. So I mean, do your own research, but I don't recommend it. It's a lot of hassle. The propane gels up after a certain temperature. If you've got it in your vehicle, or your van or whatever have you, RV, and it's already thawed, and you've got a blanket underneath it from the floor, and you've got a blanket wrapped around it, it should be fine. It should stay liquefied, but at the same time, I don't like the system. And I don't want a 20-pound bottle in my van. So 11:30 at night, we went up to the gas station and I returned it. And this morning I returned the hose. So I picked up a few more bottles, the small bottles, so that'll get us through. We'll just kind of spell them off a bit, do a little bit of cooking on the cook stove, hunker down in the back with some blankets and a good book, and we'll get through it. It's called tenacity. It's called staying put in your home and just doing what you gotta do, I guess, right? If things go bad, we could go to a motel, and I could probably plug the van in. And I did consider that this morning, but I got thinking about it, and I'm like, no, just stick it out. It's okay. It's a cold snap. We'll be safe in here as long as this fan keeps running, and that's my biggest concern. Because we've got food, we've got other heat sources, and we've got lots of blankets. So we just wanted to update you guys on what's going on, and thanks everybody for tuning in and joining me on this update. Stay grateful. Stay true to who you are. And stay safe, stay warm.